This case is horrible. What is wrong with you? Is there a reason I should accept this agreement? Why am I accepting this agreement?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I'm putting in a warning for this episode, as this defendant is one of the worst I've ever seen in court, as he tries to tell Judge Boyd that he isn't the deviant that his 6-year-old daughter is. Prepare to be angered.
State of Texas versus Wilbert Villamil. And are you Mr. Villamil?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of actual assault of a child? That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years in prison and life and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sure.
According to the plea, you're pleading on count 3. Punishment is to be assessed at 15 years in the prison. There are no applications. There's to be no contact with the complainants, and there's Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Here's my question, because I see that affirmative finding of family violence has been crossed through. Is this complainant his relative or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
The offense is charged. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty. Is there a reason I should accept this agreement? Why am I accepting this agreement?
Well, Your Honor, in this situation, what he has pled to is a single count of a single time of sexual assault of a child, which is aggravated sexual assault of a child. He has agreed to do this early on in his process. He is not contesting his guilt, and he is not contesting what's going on. He's agreed to go to prison, and 15 years is a substantial amount of time.
State, why should I accept this agreement?
Your Honor, the child is very young. She's in therapy right now. I discussed it with the mother, and there is a desire to get closure early on in this case, Your Honor.
So
at this point, we haven't had to re-traumatize the child by bringing her in and talking to her about this case yet.
this case is horrible. And I mean, I know he says he's pleading to a one-time penetration, but from reading this.
He didn't say that. I said it because I was just talking about the legal issues with that. So,
but I mean, having a child having her brother lick his butt.
That was something that I think was determined that did not happen.
Well, she says that he asked her to lick his butt.
That's a different one. Yes.
What is wrong with you?
Well, Your Honor, I'm not trying to beat around the bush. She was showing me her crotch, and
you got turned on.
No, I didn't. I'm telling you, I'm not physically well, I did get turned on, but not. Well, after a while, she just kept doing that. Tell her not. You know what I mean?
You're blaming a 6-year-old?
I'm not blaming my 6-year-old.
My client was sexually abused when he was a child.
How old is he now?
He's 35 years old now. But the trauma that he suffered as a child has definitely surfaced in a way that is abhorrent. It's in a way that is obviously it's not good, and that's almost certainly be deported. He'll never live. He's been in this country since he was 2 years old. He will never live in this country again legally, and he will.
So he's being released after he does his time, released to go somewhere else and deal with his trauma that may result in him molesting some other child?
Well, he has what he is hoping to do is, as you know, the TDCJ system offers a pretty comprehensive sex offender counseling and treatment. And of course, he will at some point be wanting to go on parole. He knows that he's going to have to complete that to do that. We have talked about it, explained it. He's going to take the opportunity to do that, as well as other programs that are offered in TDCJ. He is motivated to do that. And at some point when he is released, as I said, he's going to go to a country that he has basically never lived in his entire life.
And what country would that be?
Mexico.
They have nice beaches there. So again, we go back to the point. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I can just say sorry, but the only thing I can tell you is that I you know what I mean?
You know what I mean. That is the problem with these deviants. He believes that Judge Boyd thinks like him, so she will understand what he is talking about. That is the problem with these things. They are such a deviation from normal that we have no idea what he means. Yet, he seems to think we will.
Wait, are you saying that you were molesting her, and as you were molesting her, you were molesting her in such a way because you didn't want her to hurt her?
No, I asked her, you can put this in your mouth. That's it. And she said no. I said, that's fine. Okay, that's it.
No, this is a penetration.
Your Honor, if what he has pled to is, and what he confessed to is by penetrating the anus with his finger.
Mm-hmm.
And he had told the police when they asked him that he told the police that he did that at the time, which is another thing. He was honest with the police. He told them what he did. And at this point, we're asking for this because we have agreed early on not to leave this on a docket, not to go through the process, not to have his daughter have to come in and, as the prosecutor said, be traumatized by this, have to come in and talk to prosecutors, have to get the phone call from the DA's office. They want it done. They're going through a divorce. He's never going to have custody of these children. He's lost basically everything, including the country where he grew up, and he's going to lose his freedom for up to 15 years, and for a minimum of 7.5. But as the court knows, parole doesn't happen like that for these cases. They're doing 85% of their time. And so he's lost his freedom for more than a decade. He has done a horrible thing, and there's nothing that he can say right now that can explain that. I think the court's questions of him, how he has confessed to you now that he has done it. And
No, he pled no contest.
He pled no contest because I advised it because there's a civil case going on, but that's a legal advice that he was getting from his lawyer.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand, but he pled no contest. So again, we're back to what were you thinking? Because I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from to figure out whether I should follow this plea or not.
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't do it. I didn't do it to like hurt my daughter. I tried. I'm begging and telling you, please. I'm telling you, please. I'm not trying to force my hand in her vagina or in her ass. I basically grabbed her and I put my finger where it shouldn't be. That's it. Like I can't. I don't know how to.
No, so the way you're explaining it to me, you're making it seem like it was an accident.
No, it wasn't
So was it an accident or not? Because you're telling me you just grabbed her and you're making it seem like your finger just accidentally penetrated the anus.
The thing is, I just don't know what she wants. Like, she's spreading her legs at me. Like, what do you want me to do? And like, she's spreading her whole vagina at me, like at least 4 or 5 times. Dropping her pants, like literally. Like, it's not like I'm telling you like my actions were right.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out where you are mentally. And yes.
So if I grab my daughter's butt and I throw her on the bed and I didn't like forcefully sleep.
Your Honor, at the time he told police officers that he had put his finger inside of her anus.
So it wasn't accidental. Am I right in assuming that?
He did not tell the police officers it was accidental. I don't think that he's trying to communicate that to the court. We are asking the court to follow this plea bargain. It is obvious that the man has sexual deviancy, and it's obvious. But all of those things that we have for people who are charged and people who are convicted of this, all of those things we're doing here. He's going to the penitentiary. He's going to be a registered sex offender for the rest of his life. All of those things are what's happening in this situation for people who have this abhorrent behavior. He's obviously injured this child, and he understands that. He's signing for 15 years to go to prison because of what he's done.
All right. So this is a life case, honestly. So State, you want to explain to me why the court should follow this 15 years?
Your Honor, this was done, having been in this position, I have seen these cases that languish for 4, 5, 6 years. And I had discussion with the mother, and the benefit of the child was to get this done, have no right to appeal, so the child could move on. It's up to the court's discretion. I'm happy to reconfer with defense counsel as well on this.
All right. If you all want to reconfer, the court would be willing to accept a plea of 20 years, not 15. If you all want to reconfer on that, you can.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, 2 things. I'm set in jury trial in County Court 13. They're starting to pick the jury now.
Oh, tell them you're in felony court. I'll call County Court 13.
It's Judge Skinner. It's County Court 13 impact.
I'll call them. So if you all want to confer and see if he's willing to accept 20 years.
I can't talk to my client about something like this in the matter of a few minutes. I mean, this is something that we just asked for a reset. If that's what the court is asking us to do, it puts too much pressure on the attorney-client relationship for me to talk to him in the box about a complete reworking of this plea bargain. I spent hours with him in the jail, going over discovery, doing all this stuff, and this is. I'm asking for a new setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for tomorrow.
And if I'm in jury trial.
Oh, tell 13, you need to be here tomorrow.
And have her jury wait.
Yes. This is district court. So I'll see you all tomorrow.
Here is something that is interesting. Judge Boyd showed this very case on her YouTube channel, and these remarks.
This case is horrible. What is wrong with you? Is there a reason I should accept this agreement? Why am I accepting this agreement?
And the comments made by her subscribers had her recused from this case and 2 others. The lawyers made a big fuss as they didn't like what her subscribers were commenting about them, as they were called nasty names. Lawyers should take a read of the chapter out of the Farmer's Handbook of Life. You reap what you sow.
The state of Texas versus Eric Wade Weisenbecker. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, you were charged here with the first-degree felony of continuous abuse of a child. What are we going to do?
It's a plea on the lesser of aggravated sexual assault of a child under 14, Judge.
You said it's aggravated sexual assault, right?
Yes, sir, of a child under 14.
This indictment alleges that from on or about October 29, 2014 through on or about October 31st, 2019 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the first-degree felony of continuous use of a child. Do you understand what you were charged with in this indictment?
Yes, sir.
Now, an agreement has been reached where you would be pleading guilty to the lesser included offense of aggravated sexual assault of a child.
Yes, sir.
One of the Texas Penal Code, aggravated assault. A person commits an offense if the person intentionally or knowingly, regardless of whether the person knows the age of the child at the time of the offense, intentionally or knowingly causes the penetration of sexual organ of a child by any means, or causes the sexual organ of a child to contact the sexual organ of another person, including the defendant. And those 2 ways, those 2 manners and means are alleged in this indictment.
And then also, Judge, just to make sure that you got the finding there, you need to be almost at the very bottom. The child has to be under 14.
And it's alleged in this indictment, though, that the child was then and there younger than 14 years of age.
Yes, sir.
At the time of the event alleged in the indictment. An offense under this section is a felony of the first degree. And is the punishment range a minimum of 25 years imprisonment?
No, sir, not on the offense that he is pleading to. It is on the offense that he is indicted. The offense that he is pleading to is just a standard first-degree felony with special parole rules because of the child being under a certain age.
All right, let me just get this clear here. So he's going to be pleading guilty to the lesser included offense of aggravated assault under section 22.021. So this then becomes punished as a first degree felony, which means you face no less than 5 nor more than 99 years confinement in prison or life imprisonment. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 25 years in prison. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
So how do you plead to this lesser included aggravated sexual assault of the continuous use of a child as you are originally indicted? This first degree felony of the lesser included offense of aggravated sexual assault under subpart A, which a person commits an offense if the person intentionally or knowingly, regardless of whether you knew the age of the child at the time of the offense, caused the penetration of the organ of the child by inserting your finger, and did then and there intentionally or knowingly cause your sexual organ to contact or penetrate the organ of the child. The child was younger than 14 years of age at the time of the event, which constitutes the elements of this lesser included first degree felony of aggravated assault. Is all of that true and correct? And is that what you were pleading guilty to?
Yes, sir.
Aggravated assault of a child, Judge.
Assault of a child.
Yes,
Well,
you said aggravated assault.
aggravated assault.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to follow this agreement. And anything else to add?
No, sir.
If not, I'm going to find, sir, you are pleading guilty. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 25 years. You now have been convicted of an offense which requires sex offender registration admonishments and the sex offender registration requirements. Failure to do so properly is a criminal offense and may result in prosecution. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are about to hear from the victim of this deviant, and what he says back to her is why I hate these things the most.
For the longest time, I wouldn't accept that answer because I didn't want it to be true. I wanted it to all be an illusion, but I came to terms and accepted that it is true. It's not my fault. You're the reason you're here. You know, when I first told someone, you tried to tell me for the longest time that it was drugs and that it didn't happen, and that I was just trying to get you in trouble. But I'm doing this right now to heal from the trauma that you have caused me and from the hurt that you have caused me and how I react to other people. And I forgive you, but I don't forgive the action that you've caused.
Well, hold on. Did the defendant speak?
Yes, Your Honor.
You speak to her during her time of allocution, I will hold you in contempt and add more time to your sentence.
Yes.
Is rudeness a part of your character as well? Well, remain quiet. She has the floor. The law says she is entitled to speak, not you. Follow the rules.
You know, that's my fault. I should have.
That's all right. He made a free choice to attempt a dialogue with the lady, and that is not allowed under the rules. Go ahead, ma'am.
That's all we have, Judge.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I still love you because you're my dad, but I don't love you as a person anymore.
Ma'am, just do your best to move on with your life. The world has wonderful things to enjoy and take advantage of. And sometimes all of us have to deal with an evil situation that comes in front of us. We didn't expect it. We don't deserve it, but it's part of life sometimes. Do your best, please, to, try to put that past you and enjoy the good, wonderful things that life has and make the most out of that. Okay? Good luck to you.
If you are new, welcome to my channel, Off the Record, where I hand select the finest of court cases of the US of A, and then I remove everything that bores the hell out of me, such as the mandatory readings into the record and all the other legalese, and I also cut out any pauses, where the judge reads in silence, or they are waiting on responses that never come. And I do this for my subscribers, to pay them respect. Or if my subscribers are going to spend their time with me on my channel, then that time shall be well spent. So please subscribe, and I will do my best never to waste your valuable time. Please check out what I mean by clicking the episode on screen now, and I promise I won't waste your time.